when it comes to this class and when it comes to the rest of the program that we've been in, this has been the most beneficial in the moment of everything that I've ever experienced within the program. Is these being able to really dive down deep into reflection. My wife, she's a person, she doesn't understand why this is so beneficial for me, because she naturally just does this. She's a reflective person. She just constantly reflects. And me, I have to have someone kind of to push me into it. And because of having that, it's been what's helped me grow to the person that I am a lot. So if it's one of those, it's what you make it kind of things. And it can be huge.
Which is really why we want to bring it up, is to say, okay, invite you guys to ask yourself, where am I at with my reflections, and how can I make it more meaningful for me? Because that's really the intent. It's a learning experience for you. So a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 liner, I would challenge you to say there's more to it than that. You can go deeper. And I think you'll have a more meaningful experience as a result. Bryce, you were going to say something. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think it's ridiculous how much growth can actually occur, like within such a short time period. Like, I personally, I feel like usually growth is associated with time. Well, I guess I'm skipping out on one of the factors in there. Is like growth is associated with time, but it's also associated with effort that you put in. And the more effort you put in to the thing, the more, like, the shorter the amount of time it takes to grow in that aspect. And so when we're going scuba diving, when we're digging or swimming deep or digging deep or whatever, it just amazes me, like with my own self. Like every time I do go deep, I learn more and I grow more. And I was like, wait, I can't. It's not possible. Like I can't be growing this much in this short time period. I know I can, and I can put in more effort, but it's just kind of scary in a sense. Like, wow, this is like, how much more can I grow? Yeah.
It's a good point. And a lot of it is, up recently, I've had some experiences lately that have been more challenging. And I came to the realization, I've always professed that I love learning. But until you have one of those really deep, challenging challenges, trials in life, that's where you really determine how much you really love learning. Because sometimes it's very uncomfortable, very, very hard. And so digging deeper might uncover some things that are very uncomfortable. And yet that's where potentially the exponential growth can really surface. Calvin?
Yeah, something I was also thinking is, for my reflections, I feel like I have to separate them from homework and my other assignments, because if I think of it as an assignment, like the first one, it was just really, really hard to just kind of to get into that. So I actually do my homework for other classes, take a break, and then do a reflection, because it's all mindset going in. If you're thinking of it as a required assignment,
get her done.
It is so much more difficult than if you think of it as just a learning opportunity, something you want to do. And so just figure out when is best for you to want to do it.
That's a great one. And ask yourself, is this a summary? If it's a summary, then you haven't asked yourself enough questions. The summary is great. It'll be the beginning to some great learning. And you may have some great learning just by summarizing. I don't want to put a limit on that. But I'd be willing to bet you that if you will venture beyond the summary, start asking you what are the thoughts and feelings associated with the events that you just summarized, or the actions, or the whatever you just summarized, I think you'll uncover some really neat stuff. Any other comments or thoughts or questions about reflections? I'm not perfect at it. I promise you that. But I do know the value of it. And actually, in many ways, the healing influence that a reflective experience can be as well. So not just a learning, growing, but part of that can be healing. there's great healing power in reflecting as well. So, for what that's worth, we invite you that as you proceed with reflecting, that you apply some of these principles. Let's transition then. Let's go to Bryce. You ready for take us through one-on-one?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do that, and then we'll do our 10-minute.
All right, so for the one-on-one, I was gonna do it with a partner, but she dropped